He is playing Jund. Who is his opponent?
His opponent is Bob Huang.
Okay.
Bob is playing Team America.
Oh, wow.
It's Tarmogoyf, Deathrite Shaman, Delver of Secrets, and Tombstalker. So it's kind of Team America. It's kind of Bug Delver, too. I guess Bug Delver is probably more accurate. It's not playing Dark Confidants.
Okay, well, I mean, some of the Team America decks, so it's
somewhere in that range between the two. I think the decks are close enough that sometimes it's really hard to draw a line.
Sure, yeah, Death Delver, we call this deck.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Bug Delver versus Jund. Both players are 3-1. I believe this is game 3. Erik will be on the draw. Let's see what happens here. Erik is just going to play a Bayou and passes the turn. All right, sometimes Jund comes out a little slow. Jund really wants to have a turn 1 Deathrite Shaman or something like a turn 1 Thoughtseize to, interact with their opponent early on or to build up their board presence.
Right.
Jund's worst matchup is probably like a dedicated combo deck, I would say.
Right.
Especially for game 1, because in Erik's case especially, he's playing 4 Punishing Fire. So this is essentially punishing Jund he's playing.
Mm-hmm. So he's playing Punishing Jund. One of the things that it does really well is it grinds out decks.
It does. But Bob just played a Hemp-to-Torok. I love this. I'm seeing more and more Hemp-to-Toroks as I walk around the room or as we watch on camera. Hemp-to-Torok is a great card, and a lot of people aren't playing it.
Well, it certainly is efficient at discard.
Exactly.
So I see 1 and 6 chosen. That was, he's like, that's not actually random. It's a 7-card hand.
Sure. I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter that much because the cards theoretically are random. But Erik's going to try to fix this.
I was like, I don't know how they rolled that, but that's not actually...
Sure, yeah. Because
not actually random.
You're the math guy, so if you want, you could explain.
Sure. Well, I mean, so are they saying he's saying 1 through 7 reroll on anything higher?
I'm not too sure exactly.
I don't know how it depends how he phrased it. There's a bunch of pseudo-random things you can do.
Yeah, but if the cards are random, then whatever you roll, it's still random, essentially.
Well, it depends what you're saying. If he said like total on 2 dice,
I mean,
that's not good because you can't roll a 1 and you're going to roll a lot of 7s.
I think what's going to happen is he's going to pick 2 and he does.
Yes,
and he gets a Verdict Catacomb and a Liliana of the Veil.
Right.
So pretty good for Bob here. Erik's going to sack another Verdict Catacomb. Maybe a Tarmogoyf? What do you think? A Dark Confidant? It could be anything, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm guessing Dark Confidant, but it could be a Tarmogoyf.
And Erik fetched up a basic there. So if going for basic forest, that's a heads up to the fact that he believes Bob's on Delver. He's just searching up basics to be wasteland proof.
Yeah, that's definitely a good reason. And it is a Dark Confidant.
Right.
So this Dark Confidant hopefully is going to draw Erik a lot of cards. We'll see if Bob has an answer. He does. With the Daze.
Yeah, Bob's going to go ahead and Daze that. He had a Disfigure in hand, but opted to Daze the Dark Confidant instead.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
We'll see if this goes to a certain play or whatnot. Why did he choose to make those plays?
Maybe he's worried that he won't get value out of the Daze.
That's a good
it's
reason.
Easier to get value out of the Disfigure. That would be my guess as to why he would play that way.
Yeah, because he could even Disfigure a Bloodbraid Elf.
Yeah, so Bob did not hit his 3rd land. He played Ponder into Deathrite Shaman, still didn't get the land off it, and now Erik is going to go ahead and Punishing Fire the Deathrite Shaman. Actually, Bob did have the land. He just opted not to play it.
Well, no, what happened was that he dazed.
Or he dazed, you're absolutely right. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, where's he down a land?
Yeah, daze does set you back essentially 1 turn. Lots of times it doesn't matter as much.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to matter too much. This whole deck is so efficient. Erik playing the Punishing Fire, then not playing his own Deathrite Shaman.
Exactly. And I think that's why Daze is so important and so good in the format, is because so many cards, like you said before, are just 1 mana, 2 mana, even 3 mana spells that if you set back 1 turn by returning an island to your hand with Daze, it's not like you're going to get tempoed out so much.
Yes. So we have a number of judges chiming in on the Abyss question.
Okay.
Because the Abyss is, because I would control the Abyss. I'm the controller, but you choose the target, but I'm the controller of the ability. Because he has protection from me, I believe people are saying that it would not destroy True Name Nemesis.
Really? Wow. Okay. So I guess I had it wrong all along. But it seemed like the Abyss would kill it, but I guess it doesn't.
The Abyss is a weird card.
Old really
cards
is.
are weird.
Yeah. We're going to have to get a couple more judges tweeting in at us just to make sure they're right.
All right. So we have on Bob's turn, he's going ahead and fetching with Misty Rainforest into a Underground Sea. Going on 3 mana.
I think this is time for a Disfigure. Would you agree here? Disfigure time?
It's a great target. Deathrite Shaman's one of the best creatures in the Jund deck.
It really is. And there he goes, tapping his Underground Sea. Okay, there is a Disfigure, so you're right on that. And what's coming out now, Matthias?
Well, he has Tombstalker. He's going to
Ooh,
delve
wow.
Tombstalker. He, I believe, has enough creatures in his graveyard to do so.
Yeah, well, just the way
cards.
Yeah, just cards in general. He could probably even have one card left over. And I think what Bob's gonna do. Okay, let me ask you: do you think he's trying to make the Tarmogoyf bigger or smaller? Because he also has Goyf.
In this matchup,
It's close, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I think making them smaller is probably correct. It depends. I mean, if there's not one in his hand, I would certainly say smaller.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely a good point. So what's going on now? Do you think Bob's slightly favored with that Tombstalker because he could fly over?
Yeah, I would. I don't know what Jund's answers are immediately to a resolved
Not much.
Tombstalker. I think that's a pretty important card here.
Yeah, Jund really resolves on Punishing Fire and Abrupt Decay.
Yeah. So we do have a Goyf of his own from Bob. That's going to mean we have a Tarmogoyf War between the two. And Erik has played Grove of the Burn Willows. So he's going to start returning that Punishing Fire.
All right, now Punishing Fire, if Erik gets possibly another land, another grove, he can start really making good use out of it. Right now, he won't be able to take down too much. The Goyf is too big, and the Tombstalker seems to be too big, correct? I see a Planeswalker there, I see a creature, I see a Disfigure. So it seems like the Goyf, yeah, as you can see, they're 4/5s.
Yeah.
So I think Bob's in a pretty good spot here.
Well, it's just the Tombstalker, right? Erik right now can't answer the Tombstalker, and it's very hard for him to win a race with the Tombstalker still in play.
Exactly. Now, the Goyfs could kind of stare at each other, or Erik could try to swing and have Bob block, but obviously Bob's not going to block because he knows about the Punishing Fire.
Right. So that hit for 5 will bring Erik down to 9. 2 more hits should do the trick. Bob plays a second Tarmogoyf, no land, and passes back. And what is Erik digging toward right now?
You know what? Erik is just in a really bad spot here. The main reason, again, is because of the Tombstalker. The Tombstalker is just too big. Maybe he's trying to hope for something like an Umizjau's Jitte. Just in general, I mean, just having the 5 toughness is really, really bad for Erik. It's just too tough for him to deal with. If he had a Liliana, sure.
I was going to say, yeah, Liliana is probably his best answer to it, but there's too many Tarmogoyfs in play for that to work.
So I think Erik's drawing pretty slim here.
It's what, triple Punishing Fire?
Yeah, it would be triple Punishing Fire.
All right, that's a tall order.
It really is. So Erik might be on the brink of getting eliminated here. Erik tweeted before, he said he needed to make top 8 to have 2 buys at the Star City Invitational in Las Vegas in a couple of weeks.
Right, so Erik has a Life from the Loam in hand. He could have the option to try to dredge into
something.
Into more Punishing Fires.
Yeah.
To try to get that triple Punishing Fire. That certainly is a long shot.
Yep. All right. So Bob takes his turn. Looks like he's thinking about this Ponder here. Matthias, do you see anything? You see a Wasteland? Anything else there? Maybe a Goyf?
Well, he has, yeah, Wasteland, Tarmogoyf, and Delver of Secrets are the 3 cards he's looking at right now.
I don't think any of those, none of them are really bad.
Wasteland's great for taking care of Grove of the Burn Willows.
It is.
And not that he really needs to take care of it right now. I guess, so what would I expect? A card I could see out of Jund would be Maelstrom Pulse, right? That's a theoretical card they could play that deals with Tombstalker.
Sure.
Maybe they don't play it, but they could.
Yeah, they could.
And I think, so if I'm Bob, I'm thinking worst case scenario. I'm like, worst case scenario, he pulses my Tombstalker with the Pulse that he's probably not playing, but in that situation, I would want to have Wasteland.
Dismember's another option.
Okay, yeah, Dismember.
Yeah. But I think Bob's just might swing with everything.
Yeah.
And it's just like, does Erik have anything? No, he doesn't. He just has a handshake. All right. Wow.
2-1, Bob Huang prevails over Erik Smith. Really an impressive Tombstalker there. Just being able to get it down early.